don't go into mentorship as like this formal relationship. They have programs for that. Cool, right? But you can learn something from everybody in this room, and that's a form of mentorship as well. It doesn't have to be so scary that it's like, I don't really want to talk to these people. Just say, hey, I'm interested in what you're interested in. Let's talk about it. You know, what can I learn from you? What can you learn from me? So think about what you have to offer and go in that way.
Yeah, because you need both, right? It's helpful to have, in some instances, it's helpful to have something structured. And I think the thing that, for me, getting mentors, and I have many of them, right? It's not, there's one mentor, it's many of them in that space. It's recognizing the communities I can be a part of where I can find the thing that I need from that community. So is it a trade association? Is it a affinity group, women's affinity group? Is it a technical affinity group? What does that look like? And then as a mentor, one of the most important things that I try to make sure people recognize that it's my job to have the mentees outgrow me. Right? I love the fact that maybe I have nothing left to offer them, and they need somebody else to give them the opportunity to have another set of skills that I'm not an expert at. And another part of it too is to recognize, unfortunately, a lot of the burden is on me when I'm looking for a mentor. I'm like, Joyce, I need help. What does this look like, or something like that. Back to the accountability buddy. I'm an accountability buddy.
I'm not sure who is here first. Let's go over here.
Thank you. This was very helpful. Thank you very much. We did not get a chance to talk much about panels, though we probably didn't have time, and what you did provide was very useful. Do you have any tips about how to not get lost in a panel if you're the only woman on a panel full of men, or if you're the only fuzzy techie on a panel full of operators, that kind of thing?
I think you really have to insert yourself. I really do. And sometimes it may seem awkward or that you don't have a chance, but I think you just really have to do that. I think you just have to step up and say something. And you could be thoughtful, and you could think, and maybe you even think ahead of time that these are 3 points that I know that I want to make. But I think that if you're perceptive enough to listen to the conversation, you're probably smart enough and articulate enough to know what you want to say. You just have to have the courage to even, I don't want to say step on somebody, but if they're not letting you in, you can say, excuse me, Bobby, that was a good point, but let me add this. Excuse me, may I give you my perspective? You can do it in a very respectful way, but I think that sometimes when you compliment someone and say, that was a good point, may I add? Or, here's my perspective. I think that you'll have plenty of opportunities to say something, but you have to take the power and the control and insert yourself into it. Because if you wait for them to be generous to do that, it's not going to happen.
Be brave and daring, and also, like, for example, during the presentations, the preparation for presentations, very often if you're only a woman, you get some tasks like, can you schedule a call? Don't do that. In fact, just like, don't become, someone was mentioning it, very often, because sometimes you're not going to be asked, but you just want to do it because everyone's kind of lazy and like, what's next? And you're like, okay, let's do this and let's do that. And how about John? You're going to do this, and you, Peter, you're going to handle this, and I'm going to wait for your response in 5 days. Just be proactive. Just tell them what to do, but don't do it yourself. Yeah, and don't apologize. Like I think women just say, I'm sorry, excuse me, too many times. And I know sometimes, like, when you want to interrupt and like put your point, like, yeah, that's great, but don't apologize. You're not doing anything wrong. They just interrupted you, probably.
Eliminate from your vocabulary.
I'm against men, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. Women or men, just be respectful and try to share your point of view.
Okay, we'll take this next question. We are in touch over time. I know that folks are probably trying to get moving. Are you okay staying for a little longer to get through the remaining questions?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
So one question and one just comment based on my personal experience. The question is, the most time-intensive piece of doing a technical presentation is the research. Are you familiar with any platform that allows one to find a partner for a specific research project or topic that you may have, so that you get that little bit of help and somebody who can go through that experience with you? And while you're thinking about that, just one comment was past year or so I've been part of the Toastmasters Club at our company, which has helped tremendously just in terms of various aspects of public speaking as well as leadership. And I just wanted to bring that up since it has helped me so much. I don't know if any of you have had any experience with it. Thank you.
One quick, Women in Security Privacy, we have Equal Respect Speakers Bureau. It's actually started at RSA 2 years ago. So if you're interested in getting another subject matter expert in a particular discipline, you can submit your request. It's free online, and you can just indicate who you're looking for, and we can connect you to those women that we have around the globe. Most of them are women, but we also have men.
You know, just look at different conferences that are out there and who's speaking and what they're talking about. And if someone's doing some more research to you, just reach out to them. And that's it's sort of doing the research to find other researchers is what it is. But that's how I found a couple different co-authors from different areas, from universities to government to private, kind of crossing all of those. That's how I found them. Was they were doing interesting research, seemed to overlap in certain areas, and then I reached out to them. Basically said, "Would you want to do some work on this?"
Makes sense. Thank you very much.
Very quick. I'm Chantal Haswell. This is Rebecca. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Chantal Haswell. This is Rebecca Roth. So we're leading the speaker series action team for the Rising Leaders Forum. And we're in the process right now trying to figure out what's the best avenue to go and get speakers. And you know, it's really challenging. We're like trying to figure out, should we really target folks for conferences like this? Should we start out with the EWF? We've also talked about collaborating with the podcast series. I'm asking them, maybe we should have a speaker and they can use that platform. So I guess my question for you is, you know, we're just trying to come up with different ideas. Would it be okay if like we could reach out to any of you for ideas?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we're trying to solicit people, right? But like you said, people are afraid to speak, you know? So I find it difficult to just say, hey, if anyone want to speak, sometimes people will be a little shy.
Well, I think one thing we've covered today is that there was a first time for everything for all of us, and so we've all been in some form or fashion in your shoes together, right? So it only benefits the community and the ecosystem that we're all in it, you know, from our various perspectives.
And I'd like to add to all of y'all, if you're looking for somewhere to start and, you know, want to maybe start small, like reach out to us. We'll be around the conference all week, and we'll also like be at the reception. And we can talk about ways, you know, in a smaller platform, as simple as like a webinar to kind of get your first step into talking. And we also geared towards millennials. So those topics about people who are early in their careers, those are especially important to us because I feel like there's a wealth of information when you get further along, but it's just important for us to kind of be involved in that conversation as well.